Hey there, guys, welcome back. Uh, got a little. I started this little thing yesterday, and I figured I'd do one of these per day. It's a little preview slash prediction kind of thing for each division for the top three teams that would make the playoffs in each division, the top three. And yesterday I did the Central Division, and today I figured I would do the Pacific Division because I figured, we'll wrap up, do the Western Conference first, then then do the Eastern Conference over the next couple days, and so I wanted to talk a little bit about who I think will end up winning the Pacific Division, who would finish one, who would finish two, and who would finish three. And this was one of those. It was kind of like the Central Division, not exactly the easiest to predict. And and there's a couple of good teams. There's a couple of really good teams there that could make some noise. That'll be very, very interesting to see what happens throughout the season, and whether or not any of them come true. That's kind of the beauty of that. To see what comes what comes to pass and what doesn't. And again, I would love to know your guys' picks on who you guys think would be the top three teams in the divisions. And again, if you're new out there and you happen to come across this video or any of my other videos, if you like them, hit the like button, hit that subscribe button. It'd be awesome. I'd love to have you be a part of the channel. It would be fantastic. I'd love to see how this channel could grow. It would be, and I would love to have anybody new out there. I'd love to have you be a part of it. So, getting to the Pacific Division, the team I think that it could end up finishing number 3 in the division, and it's an honest and total 100% honesty. I think the team that finishes that will end up finishing number 3. It's kind of a familiar vibe from a couple of years ago. I don't think they'll be as good, but I think they'll be a playoff team, and that is the brand new Seattle Kraken. I think they will finish number 3. They seem to draft really well. They got they snagged Grubauer out of Colorado, who is he's not bad. He's not a bad goalie at all. So and they got Mark Giordano's their captain. They're gonna be a very interesting team. I don't see them having the same kind of run as Vegas did, but I could see them make the playoffs. I really could. I could see them finishing number 3 in the division because they have an experienced GM. Ron Francis knows what he's doing, and he seemed to draft pretty well, and he didn't take on any really big huge contracts. He could have drafted Carey Price, but he didn't. He didn't take a whole lot of really big huge contracts. So it'll be interesting to see how Seattle does throughout the year. But I picked them. I picked them as the third place team in the Pacific Division. Number 2, I have the Edmonton Oilers. Why would I have the Edmonton Oilers number 2? Well, you got Leon Draisaitl, you got Connor McDavid. Need I say more? Those two guys alone can both get 100+ points. It's insane how good they are. Connor McDavid in 56 games last year had over 100 points. I mean, are you kidding? I mean, so their goaltending is still yeah, I mean, they're relying on Mike Smith, who's, what is he, 40, 41? 41 years old? Still a little younger than me, but I don't play in the NHL. but yeah, I mean, there are some question marks with them, but you've got McDavid and you've got Draisaitl. I think I think Nugent Hopkins is still there. I mean, they could make some noise, and I think they'll end up making the playoffs, and I think they'll finish second in the Pacific Division. Number one, the team that I have finishing number one, of course, who else would it be other than the Vegas Golden Knights? I mean, what can you say about Vegas that hasn't been said already, or they haven't done already? I mean, they've won. They went to the finals their first year. They've kind of struggled in the playoffs since then, but they've made the playoffs every single year of their existence so far. They got rid of Marc-Andre Fleury, which I really question that. But, and they still have a pretty decent goaltender. I mean, Robin Lehner's pretty good. He's definitely worth the money he's getting paid. But, I thought getting rid of Fleury was, I wasn't crazy on that idea. But they've got some good talent. I mean, they got Mark Stone, they've got Alex Pietrangelo, they've got now of course a couple of the other stars they're right there, and then all of a sudden they just disappeared. Now I think I kind of know why Shannon uses a whiteboard, which maybe I might start doing something like that. Oh, we'll see. But yeah, I mean, Vegas they're a phenomenal team. And, they've made the playoffs every year of their existence. So yeah, I see them finishing number one in the Pacific Division. So my top three in the division: number 3, the brand new Seattle Kraken; number 2, the Edmonton Oilers; and number 1, the Vegas Golden Knights. I think those are the 3 guaranteed playoff teams in the Pacific Division. Rounding out the division, if we go from 4 to 8 now, rounding out the division, they could potentially be a playoff team. They got a good young core. Number 4, I think, will be the Los Angeles Kings. Number 5, I think, will end up being the Calgary Flames. Number 6, I think, will be the Vancouver Canucks. Yeah, I think Vancouver will end up being number 6. Depends on what they do with their free agents. They haven't got Pettersson and Hughes figured out yet. So who knows? That number 6 might even be a little high for them. Number 7, I have not the Edmonton Oilers. I had the Edmonton Oilers finishing second. Who did I go through here? Oh yeah, number 7 I have San Jose. They got a lot of work. They got a lot of work to do. They got some really bad contracts on that team. It's I don't know. They got a lot of stuff to figure out there in San Jose. They definitely they've got some rebuilding to do, which is definitely not what Erik Karlsson signed up for when he signed there. But his contract was one of the major issues because of that. And the team that I think finishes last is going to be the Anaheim Ducks. They got some really good young talent on that team. They've got some really good talent that are coming up on that team. So, Anaheim, they may finish last in the Pacific this year, but I think they've got a pretty bright future. I don't see them being last in the division for too long. But I do have them finishing last in the division this year. So that is kind of my round out of the Pacific Division. I thank you guys for being here. And again, if there's anyone new that's just happen to come on through, that happens to come across one of my videos, like the channel, subscribe to the channel. I would love to have you here. And of course, for the people that are subscribed, I love you guys, and I'm glad for your guys' support. And you guys are willing to come and watch me do these. So, but yeah, again, if you're new, hit that subscribe button. I would love to have you be a part of the channel. Always try to have fun here. Try to be upbeat as much as possible. And yeah, I will talk to you guys again real soon.